2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Jack's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. And the pregame warm-ups are wrapping up out in Houston, where it'll be the Rockets going up against the Orlando Magic. Checking out the Magic, they're currently holding on to the best record in the league. Not the conference, the league. They've been head and shoulders above the competition this season. Tonight, two teams that have been very hot as of late. Shaq, when you're facing a team that's been on a tear, what's the best way to...
Hello and thanks for joining us on Noche de NBA, the NBA celebration of Latin heritage, both among its players and fans. With Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. And joining us tonight, a man who once said, "We will never write another traditional sports column." Please don't say that. So, Bill Simmons, don't say that.
Well, now you just have to tweet. You need 280 characters, and you can pretend you're a writer.
What do you think of social media?
I actually think for basketball, it's been a huge advantage. And it hasn't been a huge advantage for a lot of other things, but I think it's made basketball a lot more fun. I do worry, though, sometimes that people are just watching their Twitter feed over the games. I still think there's an advantage for people who actually are watching what's going on versus watching people's reactions to what's going on.
Interesting. After this game, the Rockets head back out on the road. And still injured, James Harden. They're counting the days until he returns.
Yeah, they're very happy to know that he'll be back on the court soon, but I'll be interested to see how it affects the team chemistry when he does ultimately come back. They've got a good thing going right now, and they've been playing excellent basketball without him.
Tip-off goes to Houston. Now the starting group for Orlando. We've got money. Morris is out there with Tristan Thompson. And it's Johnston in at the 4 spot. Thompson with the rebound. Here's Orlando now. Here's money.
He's put on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. It's stolen by Morris. And here we go with the Magic fast break. The big dunk at the end of the break.
Look at Morris break down the defense on this play. If they leave one of these guys open, he's going to get it to him fast.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. Shelton passes to Austin. Here's Eaton, covered by Morris. Eaton misses.
He may have missed it, but that's a clean look at the basket.
Pass to Johnston. Eaton grabs the miss.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Bill, a top advisor for the U.S. High School Athletics and Activities Division, recommended that schools adopt esports programs. What's your take on it?
I'm all in. It's probably my son's only chance to go to college, so I really hope it happens. No, listen, the world changes every decade, and you got to change with it. And the reality is, esports is one of the biggest things we have now. And if you're under 15, you're way more likely to play video games and be good at that than you are to do anything else. So why wouldn't you be able to benefit from that? The whole esports in general, just the audiences they're getting, and as a spectator event, that's been building. So why wouldn't that work for college?
Second free throw, no good. Thinking about how much sports video gaming has changed over the decades, Bill. Can you imagine a 13, 14-year-old Bill Simmons with the 2K product? You would just be all over that, wouldn't you?
You have no idea, Kevin. I was there for every step of the video game revolution. I had a television and an Atari. I had Nintendo. I had Super Nintendo. I had all 3 of the first PlayStations.
You played them all the time.
I played entire Madden seasons on the treadmill when I was like in my early 30s. Try playing any video game on the treadmill. Try it. Try not falling off. It's impossible.
sure
I've
is.
been there every step of the way. And pro esports, basketball. I'm jealous of the people who can play 2K well because there's just, not sound like an old guy, but so many buttons and so many things to remember. I'm always so impressed when people just remember all the combinations and stuff. I'm jealous.
Like your son does.
My son
plays it. Yeah, I know.
I could have done it. I want to take 1984 me out of a time machine and just give me this game. I would have unleashed.
Yeah, the 13-year-old Bill Simmons would like what 40-year-old Bill Simmons is.
13-year-old Bill Simmons would be amazed that 48-year-old Bill Simmons was getting paid to win. He'd really be excited about it. Just that he wasn't going to be at home. We would have been fired up.
Pass to Capella. Bill, we know in your writing that you love to incorporate pop culture references. How did that begin with you?
Well, it began because in college I was dropping them in columns and people were responding. I think pop culture probably mattered more when I was in college in the 80s and 90s because, we didn't have the internet back then. It was harder to connect with people you didn't know. Basically, you had sports and pop culture and politics. Those were the three ways. I'm getting to know you. What are the three things we're going to talk about? I didn't want to talk about politics with anybody, so the other two things for me were sports and pop culture. I was also an only child in the 70s with only 5 or 6 TV channels watching Brady Bunch, Partridge Family, Sanford and Son, Jefferson's, Good Times, all that stuff. And, that stuff just soaks into your DNA, and that's it.
Here's money. Oh, here's the one-handed jam.
And folks, those are hops you just don't see from that one spot every day.
Well, that's why he is such an uncommon talent.
Fellas, isn't that why you like to have a great point guard who can make a play above the rim like that?
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. And Dylan, talking about the connection between pop culture, sports, and basketball during your career, through it all, you've always been a writer, though, haven't you?
Always been a writer. That was the only child of me. The thing is, I would have watched more basketball, but basketball wasn't on. I try to explain this to people, how lucky they are to be able to watch.
They can't believe these finals were taped away.
No, but think about the day-to-day, right? Like Magic Johnson. I feel like I saw his whole career, but I really didn't. Like, his first couple of years in LA, I think CBS was only showing like 6 or 7 regular season games.
Sunday afternoons.
In the playoffs, they would bump them off. USA, I think, got the contract in maybe 1982, but for the most part, I love George Gervin. I probably saw him play in person twice, and I saw him on TV maybe 10 times, 12 times. And now I could watch Giannis every day. And if Giannis dunks, I could see it on Twitter 5 minutes later, 5 seconds later. So, I think people are lucky. You guys should appreciate how lucky you are.
It's good.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Well, the Houston Rockets, they come in off a good outing against Los Angeles.
And how about the points they put up? I mean, they were aggressive. And in fact, at times overwhelming.
Well, think about this. They were extremely versatile in their approach, taking what the defense allowed.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
A three from Morris. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Their last meeting was in Orlando, where they were unable to fight off the Magic.
It wasn't even close in their last matchup. And their offense just wasn't ready to compete at that level.
The Rockets with another miss. Orlando leading by 6. Bill, one shot to win a game. You can pick any player. Who's going to take that shot for you?
Kevin Durant. I think he has the most ways to get a good shot up. I always look at it as, is it a quality shot to get on? So he can post the smaller guy up, he can shoot a 3, he's got the pull-up pissy jumper, as he calls it. He can go to the lane and pump fake and do a little drop step, and I just think he has the most moves. Some people would say LeBron, but am I getting regular season LeBron or playoff LeBron?
Playoff LeBron.
Playoff LeBron would be my number one choice.
He'd be pretty good.
Yeah, he'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Regular season LeBron, I'm not as enthused about.
Passes it to Shelton. Outside Bryant. Here's Trier. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And nothing is falling for him right now. Johnston passes the Morris. Wide open look. That shot is off. The Rockets go the other way with it. Here's Trier. And here we go with Morris. Running it up the court. They grab their own miss. And it's Thompson with the jam.
Look, Thompson's getting after it. A highly skilled offensive rebounder who crashes with power.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Well, the pace right now, that's being dictated to them. They have to try to get it back to their tempo, to their style of game.
The Rockets making a switch here, and a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Take a look at the Suns. They've been passed up, moving down to the 4th spot.
And checking out the Magic, they've taken this ride all the way down the stretch. Few people thought they could maintain this astonishing display of dominance.
Here's Titov. It's hauled in by the Magic. Thompson's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Bill, you've done quite a few player interviews over your life, and I'm sure there are some guys that have surprised you with what they've got to say.
Yeah. I think we're in a really cool generation with basketball players where there are these really thoughtful guys who aren't afraid to share stuff. You know, some of the guys try to protect their images and their kind of their manufactured reputations, I would say, to some degree, but for the most part, the candidness of some of these guys, you can't hide on a podcast. If I have you for an hour, you're not going to be able to dodge stuff. You're going to have to talk.
You challenge people, that's the beauty of the podcast.
Well, and I don't have notes, so I do it. I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, and we're going. And you got to be ready.
That's how Larry King used to do it.
Yeah. So some guys are ready. Like Durant was great. Durant was ready to talk. And we did 5 podcasts, and everything's on the table with him. But my favorites are, somebody like Kyrie came in, really smart, kind of sort of ready to go, but not totally, but then got into it. And those are usually the best ones.
Yeah, easy call.
I want to get back to what we were chatting about, Bill, with how today's NBA players are so media ready, whether it be interviews or social media. Your take is really interesting.
I think in general, all these guys, the guys now are so used to talking to people and being in front of people, and they're not surprised by questions, and they know how to handle themselves, they know how to not get in trouble, and they're comfortable.
Maybe they've grown up with you, though, too. You've been relevant for many years. Well, they've grown up with your stuff.
To be honest, a lot of them just know me as the white guy on NBA content. They might not have read me, but they remember like the year I was with Jalen Rose, but what's weird is I
think you'd be surprised more.
Well, you know this too. When you're on TV, the credibility you get from being on TV, I wasn't prepared for within the NBA.
Oh, really?
I think that's true. Yeah, I think it's he's on TV, he's okay, and maybe they don't agree with you all the time, but you pass some imaginary checkpoint with those guys.
Well, you may think that TV was your validation. This is going to be your validation.
100%.
This is it. I'm stamping you right now.
This is better than winning a Pulitzer Prize.
The pass to Simon. Here's Harvey. Outside Bryant. Bryant is doubled. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And so here's Orlando. Magic leading by 21. Here's Money. That one doesn't drop. So Houston will take it the other way. Bill, several of your books have been bestsellers. How did it feel to see your work so well received around the world?
I think I was really happy that the basketball book did well because I spent a long time writing it, and it was 700 pages. And when it got mailed to me, it was so big, I thought people would just be terrified of it. And
I think they embraced the
I think they did. They liked it. I designed it for people to be able to put on their toilet or bring on an airplane or whatever they want to do with it. But I was always amazed that there wasn't a basketball book that tried to kind of...
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Yeah, you gotta love it. Everything's working. Offense, defense, already a big lead.
It's tipped. Inside. And down it goes. Dunk threw off a wonderful assist.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. Yeah, you see it now on the scoreboard.
Yeah, particularly on offense, where they've been completely in sync. Terrific first quarter.
1:15 left to play in the first quarter. Harvey passes to Bryant. Pass to Tripp. Here's Harvey. And again, Orlando running the court in transition, and he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
The Magic shooting their third free throw shot of the game. Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. Free throw good for Morris.
You know, I like Morris. He's a valuable contributor on both ends of the floor. Now, he's a sniper from deep, and he can definitely lock you up on three as well.
And that's a foul called on Money. That's his first foul. Capella kicks to Osman. Passes it to Connor, trying to end the drought.
Still looking for his first points of the quarter. He's not doing anything to help them cut into the lead.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys. They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint. Against Capella. Over Thompson. Gets the front of the rim and out. Here's Money. The layup off target. And so it's Orlando out there all by themselves with a 32-point lead to end the quarter. And they've created a bunch of turnovers with that terrific D. And don't go away. We'll be right back. A unique upbringing for Clint Capella. Spent years in a welfare orphanage in Switzerland. He said he never imagined it.
As a kid, I wasn't even dreaming about that far. I would say that's even past my dreams. I mean, now I'm just in the moment, trying to work hard, as hard as I can, and just enjoy the present. Enjoy the present.
Just an inspiring story, Greg. It gives you perspective on why you should be grateful for everything you have.
Kevin, without a doubt, Capella's upbringing helped shape him, and the hard work he continues to put in is really admirable.
Welcome back to Noche Latina, celebrating the Latin culture and their love for the game of basketball. It just keeps growing. Guys, we've seen the Magic really take control here.
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
I'll tell you what, when you allow them to speed up the tempo, there's a good chance you're going to fall behind.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Houston, they've got Clint Capella, and it's Connor in at the point guard position.
Love when guys are alert and aware on the great job to prevent the entry pass.
So the Magic, their last game, a win against Oklahoma City. Bill, it's interesting. More than 50 colleges and universities now offer scholarships in esports. I did not know this, and that number is probably only going to go up.
Yeah, and it makes sense too. What's more popular, esports or water polo? No offense to the water polo players, but come on.
These kids love it. They cannot get enough of these games.
No, we should have, every college should have esports.
Second quarter basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Stolen by Thompson. Here's Morris, and the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight.
And up to this point on the season, he's set a pace of right around 73% when he gets to the line.
Pass to Osman. Here's Harlan. The shot comes out. Good D by Thompson. Orlando's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game.
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Oh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Kicks to Capella. To the middle. They need this. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
You know what? Very close to a 3-point play right there.
The Rockets have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
And he makes the first. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Here's Money. This game an incredible scoring display for him. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. He kicks it to Thompson. Right block shot. Missed the shot. He's 3 for 4 in the game. Here's Houston now. Ball's not loose. Bill, we know about the love affair you have with the NBA, and you've written about it for so long. Started with the $4 ticket in Boston with your dad.
Yeah, my dad bought season tickets for the 1973-74 Boston Celtics, and it was only 1 ticket. And I think it was $4 a game, probably like $160 total. And he used to carry me in mainly because they didn't want to pay for a babysitter. So I started going to games that year, probably sleeping through a lot of them. And they won the title.
How old were you?
So I was 4.
4 years old.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember anything from that season. The first season I remember is the year later when they lost before the finals to Washington. And then the year later they won the famous finals against Phoenix, the triple overtime game. I was there.
Was Collins on that team?
Collins, Havlicek,
Yep.
JoJo White.
Yep.
And I was at the triple overtime game in the 76 finals. It was probably the most famous NBA game ever. Of the, I don't know, the kids out there now would nominate like Game 7, 2016 or something like that. Triple overtime game was the most famous game ever. And I slept through the entire second half and the first overtime. But then woke up because everybody was standing the whole second overtime, so I had to get up.
It's stolen by Morris. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's Money.
Oh! Just increasing their advantage. And right now, they're in a zone on both ends.
Oh, that's why you see them flexing a little bit. They're feeling good about how they dominate.
Hook loose. The pass to Shelton. Down low. Here's Connor. Morris with the block.
Oh, man, look at Morris. Use his reach to turn away. A shot is excellent at cornering shooters and seeing their shots back.
And guys, this is the blueprint for winning on the road. How about the level of focus on each and every possession?
They've come in with a great overall strategy, the right attitude, and the scoreboard reflects that.
Austin Shelton. Will it go? That's in for the first his best of the game after 3 attempts.
That's a good way to boost his three-point percentage. Take advantage of some soft defense.
Money passes to Thompson. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And there's the foul against Houston.
And you don't think Thompson is outstanding at using his body? Look at this. A muscular presence who picks up fouls well.
Bill Commissioner Adam Silver believes the 2K Esports League will have the staying power of the NBA, WNBA, the G League. A pretty powerful comment to me.
And I hope he's right, because I want to be the lead color guy. I want us to be the team. Why can't it be us, Kevin Hart? Let's do that. Cut me the check. As Rasheed Wallace would say, CTC. Cut the check.
Bill Simmons is here.
I'm ready.
Money passes to Johnston. And it's Marquise Chris with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Marshall, he's checked in for the Rockets. Here's Thompson over Chris. Thompson with the bucket. Thompson's got 5 points in the quarter.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Passes it to Marshall. Here's T-Top. Shot's good. Marshall making the play. 5 points in the game.
Look, he has to be talking out there. They can't make threes that easy.
Johnston passes the money. There's the killer two-handed slam.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Yeah, the two teams, they're taking the more makeable shots. Let's see if they can sustain it throughout the game.
To the inside. Got a piece of it. It's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. Ryan, he's checked in for Marquise Chris. Houston moving the ball around. Quick shot there, and it's off target.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
Yeah, because you're spread out. It's difficult to contest these shots, but not for him.
Yeah, well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
So many fast breaks now in the three-point shot. Good to see them taking it to the rack.
Here's Money, and it's denied. Marshall deciding where to go with it. Knocks it loose. Fast break. Here come the Magic. And Morris throws it down.
Wow. The size of Morris helps him down low, especially when he decides to sky high for the dunk.
Houston's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Here's Money. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Yeah, guys, the finish is the perfect capper. I mean, taking it all the way to the team.
And here again, the Magic in transition. Up the court they go. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Shelton. He's covered by Thompson. Here's T-Top. Another miss by Houston.
And they just tried everything to stem the tide here, but nothing seems to work.
Yeah, trying to recapture momentum. When the tide's running against you, very difficult to do. What do the young kids say today? Ride that wave.
They need this one. It's hauled in by the Magic.
Well, I mean, I think they're going to come up with some different ways to get his points tonight, because the three, not one of them, ain't working.
And for Houston, their shooting is definitely lagging at the moment. They're just 30% in the second quarter.
And that's his 4th foul. And we're not even at halftime. That is going to limit his playing time and his aggressiveness the rest of the game.
Pass to Harvey. Here's Trier. Fires the three. There we go. Now in the scoring column with that make, he is 1 for 4.
And a good job taking what the D gives him. He's not going to pass it up with that much space.
Here's Money. The offensive rebound, Thompson. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Thompson's got 7 points for the quarter. Houston's gotten half their shots from three-point range to go down in the second quarter. 3 of 6 from downtown. Lobbed up there for Thompson. And it's out of bounds to the Magic as Orlando will retain possession. And the Rockets making a change here. Money passes to Thompson. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. The Rockets shooting only 21% from the field so far. They get a hand on it. Here's the break.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk. Rockets on offense. Here's Harvey. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Simon. Capella trying to free himself up. And there it is for him. Orlando's gone a very strong 4 for 5 from three-point land in the ball game. Money passes to Thompson. Fires from 14. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. 39 points for Money.
Wow, what a sensational quarter from him. And as long as they have this lead, I keep going to him again and again and again and again.
Stolen by Thompson. Here's Money. Oh!
Thompson has excellent instincts on defense. He's not afraid to get his hands dirty to try to come up with steals.
Rockets have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. Here's Harvey. Stolen away. And another fast break for Orlando. The Magic running. And he comes up with the deuce.
Yeah, I mean, he's been orchestrating the whole game at a high level.
And you see defensively, when they try to patch something up, he exploits a different weakness.
Here's Money. And that one is hammered home.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. And for Houston, they're shooting in the second quarter around 42%. The pass to Trier. They need this. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got rebound number 15 here tonight. Morris looking over the floor. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
Well, he's been the safety valve for them on every possession. So dependent.
Harlan covered by Morris. Capella with the bucket.
Terrific at catching in there at the basket. I mean, his hands are great. Capella uses that size to his advantage.
Bill, what a pleasure to have you with us. Great as always to hear your thoughts, your commentary. I hope you join us again soon.
I love it. Anytime, Kevin, come.
Thank you. And Greg, a lot of great sports writers out there, also great commentators. And then there's Bill Simmons. He's kind of carved out his own category.
You know, Bill once said he will never write a traditional sports column, and he stayed true to that. He writes from the viewpoint of the passionate sports fan and brings that to his commentary as well.
The Rockets making a switch here. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time.
And with their struggles at the line this quarter, that free throw percentage has dropped down to about 55%. That's not going to get it done.
And here's what the schedule for Orlando looks like. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. And then on Saturday, they're off to Miami to face off with the Heat.
And for that game against the Hawks, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with a win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
The first free throw is good.
and didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second. And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident. Oh, that's an old-fashioned web rapper.
Just a remarkable gem. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. Out to the right wing. There's 47 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's Connor. Offline with his three.
He's got to find better looks. He's never going to pull out that funk tonight.
So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control, which is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Back to Austin. It's tipped out in his own on the break. Here's Money.
Did you see that? I mean, this could end up being a big night for him. If this quarter is any indication.
Here's Eaton. He's coming on a 13-point game against the Lakers. Here's Money. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
You know we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
And so it's Orlando, enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. Their defense has been active and effective. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks. Welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson. And it is Doug Smith with Shaquille O'Neal at 2K Sports. Let's talk free. Out in front at the half is Orlando. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, some perspective, please.
Well, shooters were popping open right and left. Exceptional ball movement. Guys racing off screens, spotting up, knocking down shots. That's the way you play basketball unselfishly, and it was superb, and they exploited all the weaknesses of the defense.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
Well, they're obviously facing a hot shooting team tonight. That combined with the lackluster effort on defense, recipe for disaster. I mean, without major improvements defensively, this game is OVA, over.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in a second. What a game we're seeing for Money.
Oh, well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
Terrific first half on offense. This is how you draw it up. We'll see if they can maintain that efficiency going forward.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And the dunk is always the king of the highlight reel. We know it comes easy if you're 6'10" or bigger, but Chris, there are little guys who can get up there and slam it down hard too.
Well, I'll tell you what, Westbrook actually kind of scares me. Westbrook thinks himself trying to dunk on every time. I love it.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. With me, you know him, Neil O'Neal, you know this guy too, Kenny the Jet Smith. And our coverage tonight will be coming to you from Milwaukee, where the Bucks will be going up against the Orlando Magic. We've seen a lot of quality basketball from this Orlando team lately. It's been a fantastic season for them, and this could be one of its most memorable nights, as a win here gives them the best record in the league. And tonight, guys, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Let's decide on a nickname once and for all. Big fella, you going with the alphabet or the Greek Freak? Greek Freak is...
It's Eastern Conference. It's time for the traveling Orlando Magic today. And as we start the weekend here on this Friday night, 2K Sports welcoming you to NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brett Berry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. This game in Milwaukee marks the start of a homestand for the Bucks. They're one of the top-flight teams in the league with the second-best record in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, and this is their final chance to pick up a win against this team. I mean, 0-3 on the season series thus far. And on the...
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, guys, it's hard to remember now, but Kevin Love didn't enter the league as a three-point shooter. Yet it's become a cornerstone of his game. The coaches have told him if you're a big man and you can shoot it out there, you're a valuable commodity. Kevin, he has listened, and he is indeed valuable.
Well, in this game today, it's all about court spacing, D.A. Thanks for the report. Two teams that run offense through the block, Brent. What does playing inside out do to a defense?
Well, it's kind of the idea we've talked about it, Kevin, the accordion of the defense.
Right.
You press them in and then out, and then at some point, if they don't work themselves back in, there are advantages on driving angles, there's advantages of attacking closeouts, and then opportunities open up, and the more of those easy shots go in, it starts to deflate that defense.
Or you need that center to kind of have his head on a swivel, right? He's got to have that great vision about where guys are.
Well, between that and also you being a big poker fan, we'll see how this accordion defense plays out tonight.
We got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And so in the game for the Magic, we've got money, and it's Thompson in at the center, locking down the middle. Here's money. He had a career game last time out. Bucket after bucket. Now here's Antetokounmpo, knocked away. Here's Money. Creams the three-pointer. Money's got the first 3 points tonight for the Magic.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
He passed to Broadcast. Now here's Antetokounmpo. Not a lot of room. Orlando grabs the miss. Coming into this, having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
Executed on the road, staying focused, stay consistent with who you are as a team.
Such a confidence builder to go on the road and be able to dictate the tempo, the style of play, keep your identity. They were able to do that here.
And at the court from the Magic on the break.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Hat. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
And maybe that'll get them going. They need to find a rhythm.
Well, it took a while for them to earn their first 2 points, but in the NBA, things can happen quickly.
Second chance shot, and it's good on the way in.
And this is what happens when you fail to block out.
Defensive rebounding just as important as causing the miss in the first place.
To the middle, here's Brunson. Banked in off the glass. Brunson's got his first basket.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor. Otherwise, the whole thing is just going to crumble.
And it's Thompson with the jam.
Thompson's so good at setting the screen, recognizing space, and great timing on the roll that time.
Bucks trail by 7. Here's Brunson. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, Money passing.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets, an exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk. Back to Antetokounmpo. Pass to Brunson. Kicks it to Doncic. Takes a three. Brunson, no good. Looking at the last game for Milwaukee, it was a loss to the Detroit Pistons. Here's Money, shoots a fader. Johnson, it's good on the putback. He's got 6.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
And already the lead is significant. Excellent play on both ends.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Brett, they're always trying to make the All-Star game itself more competitive. Is that an important thing to do?
I don't think overall it's important to do it, Kevin. I mean, it is an exhibition, but I do like the attentiveness of the players over the past couple of years talking about how it is they want to approach the game. It ends up being a high-scoring affair with a lot of highlights, but overall, it's not the most important thing for the weekend.
Here's Money. He's guarded by Brogdon. Here's Knight. And it's off the back rim. No good.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he lives on that.
Nobody has been better at clogging the passing lanes than this group. We're the tops in the league in steals since the All-Star break. You look at Money, always dangerous on the court. He leads the league. And, of course, Tristan Thompson. This is another guy who can defend so very well. Such quick reflexes.
What a job both of them have done defensively in the open court. They've really gotten a feel for their opponents the more they see them.
Magic leading by 9. Inside. And Knight slams it in.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
And if you check out the strategy, you can see already the plays that they're calling. Feels like they found a weakness or two in the defense.
Thompson comes with a double team. Pass to Doncic. Now, here's Brogdon. Tight defense on him. And he comes it down.
How about Brogdon rising up to the rim?
Orlando, they've gone 8-12 on field goal attempts so far. On back there for Thompson. An incredible alley-oop jam.
Well, with Tristan's motor and that kind of reach, great job on finishing off the alley-oop.
Bucks trail by 11. Brogdon with it. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. It's 2-on-1. Here's Knight, and Knight slams it in.
Yeah, pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
Well, it's so nice to have the early lead. This is where you want to stick with what's working until somebody shuts you down.
Now Brogdon. Pass to Burgess. Doncic takes to Brogdon. Here's McGee, and he banks in the layup.
Well, the size that Brogdon has at the point guard, a good job of finding somebody over the top.
To the inside, and Thompson throws it down.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And to me, this is why they're winning, guys. Unlikely players stepping up huge against a defense that's really nowhere to be found.
With his first shot attempt, and that one goes long. Orlando leading by 13. Down low. Here's Money. Goes back up. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, Thompson's out there to throw his weight around. He did it that time.
First trip to the line for him here.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as he'd like.
And he makes both free throws.
Tristan Thompson is one of the best offensive rebounders in the NBA. So to do that, you can't be afraid to throw your weight around.
And it's good for two.
Terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
And shot on the way. Zagorac grabs the board.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
Now, sometimes everything can go right, but the shot doesn't go down. Nothing there is automatic.
And that's a foul called on Money. That is his first foul of the game. Now here is McGee. Defense is right there. Brogdon the pass to Peters.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
And there's the feed to Thompson. Goes to the reverse layup and pops it in. Thompson's got 10 points in the game.
Thompson shoots such a high percentage on the inside. Most of his shots coming around the rim.
Bucks trail by 15. Timeout called the Bucks. Their last meeting was in Orlando, where they were unable to fight off the Magic.
And that was an ugly loss for them last time playing these guys. And really, the rebounding differential was the key.
Yeah, it was very poor, their performance on the glass. And it wasn't the only reason they got blown out as badly as they did, but it was the biggest reason.
With 10 games left, let's see how the playoff race is shaping up out east. You look at Orlando. They've continued to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that #1 spot the whole way there. And, of course, there's the Bucks sitting in second place.
And seeing where the Bucks are, a lot to live up to this season. And really, they have come through. It can be hard on a team when the expectations are that high, trust me. But it has not bothered them one bit.
And as high as those expectations were, they've only gotten higher as the season has gone along. They look poised to make a serious run at the trophy come playoff time.
Knight passes to Money. Zagorac grabs the board.
And you just get the sense the whole period he's been a bit out of sync.
Sometimes you just can't figure out what's wrong, but he keeps trying to push through.
And the shot is good. McGee's got his second bucket of the night.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Orlando leading by 13. Here's Money. The dish now to Thompson. And there's the pass tonight. Here's Money. He's guarded by Brogdon. Here's Money. No good on the shot. And Milwaukee will come the other way.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Brogdon. It's deflected. To the paint. He lobs it up.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. A chance to check out Tristan Thompson here. He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so. First in rebounding, second in scoring. And defensively, he controls the airspace like no other, ranking second in the league in blocks per game.
And just going back real quick to the fact that he's tops in the league in rebounds, what a tremendous feat. What a monster he is in the paint. Here's Money. Magic with another bucket.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's Brunson. Poked away. Outside Knight. Lets it go. He clangs that one off the back iron and down it falls. Knight's got 8 points.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Here's Brunson. Pass to Peters. No good on the triple.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard. Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Bucks trail by 21. 1:43 left here in the opening quarter. And here we go with the Magic fast break.
The tenacity, the attention to detail. It's why these guys are in complete control.
It seems like they've been at it on both ends tonight. Tremendous all-around play for them. Has them up quite a bit here.
Zagorac passes to Brunson. And another steal for him. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Oh, yeah. Freakish.
Man overboard.
Wow.
And guys, this is the blueprint for winning on the road. How about the level of focus on each and every possession?
I admire the approach here, especially in such a hostile environment. Offense and defense, they really played a whale of a game.
And here's McGee. He's got 6. Zagorac passes to Brunson. 58 seconds left to play in the first. And that'll be Milwaukee as it goes out of bounds. Bucks retain possession. Big brute substitution here for Milwaukee. .50 seconds left in the first quarter. Can they get it? Bucket is good. Here's Money. He has 7. He dishes it to Thompson. Here's Money. That's tipped. And here they come. Here's Dudley. Here's Brunson. Score the basket, his 3rd after 5 shots.
Right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots, and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
Here's Money. He lobs up the alley-oop pass.
And offensively, they've done a great job here of staying in rhythm.
Well, they've been the better shooting team throughout the first half because of their patience and because of their shot selection.
And that's a foul called on Money. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. We've got 13 seconds left here in the first quarter. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. Here's Brunson. Here's Antetokounmpo. Makes it off the glass.
Just all the physical advantages that Giannis has really present a tough challenge for the defense down there.
We're at the end of the first quarter. We had a blowout already in this one. Orlando out in front, running away with it. And we'll get going after this from Milwaukee. Well, there are a lot of letters that go into the spelling of Giannis Antetokounmpo's last name. He helped set the record straight of how you pronounce it.
In a real way, you gotta say with a D. So it's Antetokounmpo. but in the Greek way, you say with the NT, like Antetokounmpo. But whatever you got, just say, no, it's Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Seems easy enough, right?
I guess so. I think a lot of people are going to stick with Giannis or the Greek Freak.
And so far, through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in a second. And for the Magic here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
The chemistry through the roof, and it's allowed them to build this huge lead after one.
All parts are working together, even the guys who have not put the points on the board, making their subtle contributions.
This is how the floor looks for the Magic start in the second. They've got Tristan Thompson, and it's Johnston in at the 4 slot. Runs in the pass to Doncic. Down low, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
He's just adept at gutting the defense in these sets. Give Doncic a passing lane, and he'll thread the needle.
Hands it from downtown.
You really have to challenge him when he lines up from deep, or he's going to bury you.
It's stolen. All by himself. Goes up, finishes the break with a slam.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
The Bucks shooting an efficient 53% from the field. Pass to Connor. Second quarter basketball, about 1 minute played so far. Brunson the pass to Doncic. Overnight. Doncic, no good.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Well, passing is something he does very well, especially when it comes to leading his man to the right spot.
And so Antetokounmpo will bring it up for Milwaukee, and at home for the next game it'll be Detroit pulling into town. And that's game 2 of the string of 4 games played at home.
Yep, that's a great look from Giannis there.
Magic leading by 23.
When you think about a coach looking into the eyes of one of his players and telling him to match up with Giannis Antetokounmpo and all the things that he brings to the table, that's a long night of restlessness before you match up. Press up on him, he'll blow by you in transition. He's at the rim in 2 dribbles. Tough to stop that kid.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Antetokounmpo covers so much ground, Brent. He can almost go the entire length of the court in 2 dribbles.
But once he gets around towards the rim, his reach can make it seem like defenders aren't even there. Not just one defender, but multiple defenders. So it's unfair already, and you add that athleticism to what he can do. Wow, unstoppable offensive force.
Here's Brunson. And again, the Bucks miss. The Magic have gone a perfect 4 of 4 since the second quarter began. Perfect from the field. Here's Money. But they'll get another chance. Johnston. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. 14 points for him.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
And that's what happens when you become too perimeter oriented. If you're not high, you don't score.
I think if the coaching staff goes back and looks at the film, you assess the quality of looks, they're not going to be happy about it. At times they just failed to take advantage of the openings for the best shooters.
And the Bucks making a change here. Rice is checked in. Orlando grabs the miss. Thompson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Doncic dishes to Rice, and that's a foul called on Money. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Yeah, looking up at the scoreboard, guys, that's his 3rd foul, and his coach has to consider now sitting him down.
Puts up a 3. Rice, no good. Orlando, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Here's Money. No, boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Luka Doncic. Brent, I'm sure there were times, and you've won 2 championships where you thought you were going to win a title, and it didn't happen.
I'll go back to the first night that I thought potentially we were going to win a title with San Antonio, and that was in the 2005 finals against Detroit. We had come back home for a Game 6 that I thought we were going to win, and we did not. And sort of the pressure that mounted after that game to know that we were going to a Game 7 and had lost an opportunity where we really did feel, coming off of Game 5, we were going to win. It certainly elevated the intensity of the Game 7, which we eventually won at home for our title in 2005.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Rice kicks to Antetokounmpo. And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes play, the shot's good.
A little quickness from Antetokounmpo there, blows right past the D.
Lobbed up there for Thompson. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. Knocks it loose. Antetokounmpo passes to Rice. And it's off from three-point range. The Magic have gone 7 of 9 in their field goal attempts in the second quarter. Pretty good offense. And now let's take a look at the number of second chance points these teams have had over the last month. These guys never give up on a possession. Number 1, the Magic.
And they've really put an emphasis on offensive rebounding. And guys, it's paying off. The second chance points are coming in bunches.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
Well, it's interesting to watch him because he's putting his body on the line to get to the line. We didn't see this during the first quarter, but he's making up for it here.
To the middle. Here's Antetokounmpo. Banked in off the glass. Antetokounmpo's got 6.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
And that one, good. 20 points for money.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Rice kicks to Antetokounmpo. Orlando grabs the miss.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Nabbing another steal.
And he's just been able to anticipate their every move.
Yeah, you're an absolute pest on the defensive end. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Jacks up a 3, and the 3 ball is good. 23 points for money.
It's pretty simple. I figured it out. He can't miss. Adding to the lead with ease and capitalizing on every opportunity. He can't miss.
Now, here's Brogdon. And that's a foul called on money. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
And that's his 4th foul. And we're not even at halftime. That is going to limit his playing time and his aggressiveness the rest of the game.
The Bucks making a switch here. Dudley's checked in. To the middle. And the turnover again by Milwaukee.
And with the pause in the action, let's look at the numbers for money. They're loving how he's running the show here. His sensational passing really breathing life into their offense.
Something in the coach's playbook here where the schemes fire on all cylinders when he's in the game. Great conduit for them offensively. He knows where everyone is at all times.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Puts one up. And no good. Good D by Thompson. Pulls up. And there are the Magic with another bucket.
Well, the game's 4 quarters, and after a tough first half, he's found his rhythm in the second.
Now, here's Brogdon. T right on him. High, arcing shot. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
That just happened.
Oh, here he comes, and there he goes.
Oh, look at him punish that rim. They need to stop this run.
You know what, Kev? I think it's time to switch some things up, either by going to your bench or with a different look defensively to disrupt their rhythm. No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a pass to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch. Takes it from 10, and that one's good, Brogdon. Brogdon's got 6 points.
Brogdon going up with a purpose now here on the interior.
Money passes to Thompson. And again, another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. For Milwaukee, they've gone 6 of 14 shooting here in the second. Brogdon finds McGee. Here's Burgess. Knight grabs the board.
You got to be a little bit questioning of the defense, because I'm sure they feel foolish for giving that guy that look. They survived it.
Traps in the tray.
Well, he's got a baton in the right hand as he's orchestrating what's going on. A maestro, if you will.
And that's a foul called on Money. And so he's picked up his final foul.